You know that you have the potential to be consistent and productive. But in reality, what happens is you watch a bunch of motivational videos, you get hyped, you get motivated, so now you start taking action. You're striving towards your goals, you're highly productive, you feel proud of yourself, you feel happy, you feel fulfilled. But since everything is going well in your life, you start to relax. You stop doing those things that led you to be so proud of yourself. And from that point, everything starts to go wrong. Everything in your life starts to go wrong. You feel miserable, you feel pain, and now you're in a situation where it's so painful that you cannot take it anymore. So you have the motivation to start taking action again. You go on YouTube and you start watching motivational videos. And the cycle repeats itself. This vicious cycle has been hunting me all my life, and even to this day, I can still feel myself getting back into it. So I started studying this cycle. I started asking myself, why do I get those periods of me being highly consistent and productive, followed by periods when I'm being really lazy and miserable? I started observing and looking for patterns to explain what initiates those periods when I'm being consistent and productive, and what leads me to enter the other period when I'm being lazy and miserable. And don't get me wrong, if you're fine with having those ups and downs and going back and forth between those periods of you being productive and periods of you being unproductive, well, okay. But personally, in my life, it pisses me off because I want to be always in the state of being proud of myself, being happy, being fulfilled. And this is only achieved when I'm being productive all the time. And if you're watching this video, you're probably just like me. You want to be fulfilled, happy, and proud of yourself all the time. So here are the ways that I found to alleviate this vicious cycle and to become highly productive and consistent. The first thing is maybe that your interpretation of a balanced life is incomplete or incorrect. What I mean by that is you might think that a balanced life means you're doing 50% good and 50% bad during your day or during your week. But in reality, what I noticed after so many years of just analyzing the cycle is that a balanced life mindset leads to periods where you're doing good things and then periods where you're doing bad things. And those periods last up to weeks to months or even years. And this happens because of something called the snowball effect. In other words, a chain reaction. So you start with something small, like an action or decision, but then this action or decision leads to bigger and bigger consequences as time progresses. This snowball effect might be the reason why you're having those long periods of you being highly productive and those long periods of you being highly unproductive. And this effect either causes huge positive results or huge negative results because of its ability to amplify what it initially started with. What I mean by that is if you start with something positive, it will amplify this positiveness. But if you start with something negative, it will amplify this negativeness, right? Now, let me explain to you the impact that it has on your life. So imagine that you're trying to live a healthy and productive lifestyle. So you told yourself that you're gonna stop scrolling on your phone. But then one morning, you see your phone on your table and you're like, uh, okay, I'm gonna pick it up, and you start scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, even though you told yourself that you wouldn't do it. Now, after hours of scrolling on social media, you walk around the kitchen and you see a snack. And then you tell yourself, well, I shouldn't really eat it because, like, my diet is not in correlation with that snack, but I have been scrolling for so many hours on my phone and I haven't been productive. Like, at this point, let me just eat the snack. So you eat the snack full of sugar and chemicals, and then you want a second one. And of course, you're going to eat it because you will tell yourself, well, I already ate one. Why not just eat the second one? So you eat the second snack. And then later on, you're hungry. And you're like, oh, let me just order some fast food. At this point, I already broke my diet by eating those snacks. Let me just eat some fast food. So you order some fast food, you eat it, but then you feel full, you feel tired. So you don't go to the gym. You end up skipping the gym because you feel tired from this big meal that you just ate, and now you have free time. But then, with this free time, instead of doing something productive, you will do something unproductive because you will tell yourself, well, I already did all those bad things during my day. Why not just continue? Like, it's gonna be my cheat day. It became my cheat day. So now with this free time, you go on Netflix and you tell yourself that you're gonna watch one episode and then you're gonna go to sleep. But you watch one episode and then you're like, let me watch a second one, a third one, a fourth one. So you end up going to sleep really late. You wake up the next morning really tired. And when you're physically tired, it's going to be harder for you to make the right decisions and it's going to be harder for you to be productive. Now, the other thing that can happen also is you will tell yourself, oh, well, yesterday I had a cheat day. So today I'm feeling tired. Why not just make a second cheat day? And now you just started this period of you being unproductive and lazy. And the more momentum you build, the harder it is to then get out of this period of laziness and unproductiveness. And it started with something really small. It started with you saying yes to picking up your phone, even though you know that you shouldn't do it. So, we discuss here the negative impact that the snowball effect can have on your life. Now, let's discuss the positive impacts, how you can use the snowball effect to your advantage. And to be honest, right now I'm gonna give you the best advice that worked the best for me. Now, let's imagine the same situation. You are about to pick up your phone. And then what you do, instead of taking your phone, like in the other example, you will stop. You will stop and you will tell yourself, look, I want to take my phone and scroll on social media. You're being honest with yourself. I want to take my phone and scroll on social media, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it's not aligned with my goals of decreasing my social media usage. But it seems trivial, right? You tell yourself like out loud or in your brain, right? You tell yourself, I want to pick up my phone, but I'm not going to do it. You tell yourself those words and it seems trivial, but then when you're going to go in the kitchen and you will see the snack, what will happen is you will tell yourself, I want to take the snack, but I'm not going to take it. Because previously I wanted to pick up my phone and I didn't. So it's easier to just say no a second time. It's always harder to say no the first time. When you do it the first time, the second time, it's easy. So you don't pick up the snack. You don't eat the snack. You're like, I'm having a productive day. I'm going to continue like this. And then afterwards, it's time to go to the gym. But, you don't really have the motivation to go to the gym. But again, you tell yourself, well, I have been productive all day. I've been doing all those good things. Why not just go all in and just be productive the rest of the day? So you're going to go to the gym. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to go to sleep early. The next morning, you're going to wake up energized and you will feel amazing. You will feel proud of yourself. You will tell yourself, yesterday, there's things I wanted to do, but because it wasn't aligned with my goals, I said no, and I felt proud of myself. I felt happy. I had an amazing day. So what's gonna happen is the next day, you'll do the same thing. You will say no to those things that you shouldn't do, and you will have a productive day. So the next time you want to do something that you know you shouldn't do, just tell yourself, I want to do this thing, but I'm not gonna do it. And you don't do it. So this simple sentence, what it will do to you is it will give you the confidence that you're in control. It will give you the confidence that if you're able to make the right decisions for those small things, you will be able to make those right decisions when it's a big thing. So a small thing, for example, would be just not picking up your phone. And if you like, no, I'm not gonna pick up my phone, this is the small thing, right? you make the right decision, then when you have a big decision like, should I go to the gym or not, you will more likely go to the gym. And the inverse is true. If you make the wrong decision for the small thing, which is picking up your phone, it's trivial, it's a small thing. Do you really think you will be able to make the right decision for this big thing of going to the gym? Or again, I'm going really deep with that. Like, if you cannot make the right decision on the small things, you're not going to be able to make the right decision on the big things. When it's related to relationships, where it's related to your health, when it's related to your family, your education, like it goes deeper, right? I'm just scratching the surface here, but it goes really deeper. So those small things are really important. Make sure to make the right decision on those small things, and you will be more likely to make the right decision for those big things. Now, does it mean I'm perfect and that I never do bad things? Well, of course sometimes I do bad things. But however, if I do something that I know I shouldn't do and I still do it, well, I don't convince myself that it's okay to do it only once. I don't convince myself that it's not a big deal. I don't tell myself that, oh, it's a cheat day, or it's not that bad, like it's a rest day, or everything in moderation is good. No. Like, I tell myself this is bad, but I'm still gonna do it. And I will enjoy it. I will enjoy this bad thing. But at the same time, I will acknowledge that in the moment I'm being weak, and that afterwards I will have to work twice as much to compensate for doing this bad thing. And this, what it will do, like for me, is that I'm less likely to do it again because I'm not lying to myself. I'm telling myself that I shouldn't do this thing. And if I still do it, well, I know that I shouldn't. So the next time I will not repeat it. Because if you want to do something that you know you shouldn't do, and then you convince yourself that it's not that bad, well, if you do it once, you're more likely to do it twice. You're more likely to then do it 20 times, 100 times. So don't lie to yourself. Like, if you do something bad, just acknowledge that it's bad. Still do it if you want to, enjoy it, but don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, because if you lie to yourself and convince yourself that it's good, you will do it again. And this is not what you want. So if every time you do something bad, you acknowledge that it's bad, well, yes, you will feel worse because you have to acknowledge that you're doing something bad, but later on, at some point, you will stop doing this thing. Because if every time you're honest with yourself, you will start to feel ashamed from doing this thing, and at some point, you will stop it. And that's what you want. If you want to stop a bad habit, this is how you do it. And most importantly, if you're feeling happy, fulfilled, and proud of yourself, please do not stop doing those things that led you there. Because a lot of people, including me, and maybe you feel amazing about yourself and you're proud of yourself. So you think that now you can just relax, you can chill, you can become lazy, and you stop doing those good habits. But the problem is, after max 2 or 3 days, you will feel like trash if you stop doing those good habits. Yeah, maybe if one day you don't do the good habits that you usually do, you will feel fine. But after 2 or 3 days of not doing it, you will start to feel like trash. Like, you will start to feel like trash. Those small things that we do that makes us happy seem trivial, but when you stop doing them, you realize the difference, because those small things that we do exponentially increases the quality of our life. So previously we discussed the phone, right? When you have the habit of not grabbing your phone, it affects the rest of your day positively. But when you have the habit of grabbing your phone, it affects your day negatively. Finally, to summarize everything, the actionable step that you can take is, every time you're about to do something bad and you know you shouldn't do it, tell yourself, I want to do that thing, but I'm not going to do it. And this will build momentum to increase the productiveness for the rest of the day. The second thing is, if you do something bad, do not lie to yourself. Do not convince yourself that this thing is good for you or it's okay to do it just once. Just be honest with yourself. Now, the third thing is, Please, if you're doing something that works and it makes you happy and proud, do not stop doing those things. Even if they seem like small, trivial things and habits, do not stop doing them. Alright, I hope this was helpful. I will see you in the next video.